Steven Universe and all associated images are property of Cartoon Network, Rebecca Sugar, and any and all other respective owners. I don't know them all. All footage in this video has been used for the purpose of critique parody under fair use. Please support the official release.
Wow, it's actually been a while since I felt like I had to do this. Since a theory has become so popular and so widespread that I felt like I had to address it. In case some of you guys haven't seen it, and I'm not entirely sure where exactly it started or else I'd link you to that, but there's been a theory going around recently about a fifth diamond. Someone called Black Diamond, who the theory suggests would have been a fusion of the 3 current diamonds or of all 4 diamonds or some combination of that. I have been asked to weigh in on this theory so many times over on my Tumblr, and have responded to a couple of those requests, so some of you may have seen the arguments that I'm going to be presenting here over there. But the point is, I got so many requests to talk about it that I just finally stopped answering them, and decided to make a video about it instead. Basically, what the theory suggests is that the pedestal in the Pyramid Temple, the one that held the gem that Steven pulled free, has so many parts that are black in color because it is representative of a black diamond. That Black Diamond is a fusion, most likely, of yellow, white, and blue diamonds, and that she is represented in this small triangle here, which is created by the overlapping triangles in the new Diamond Authority insignia, and that she was the source of corruption. Those are the claims that I'm going to be addressing today. First of all, let's look at the new Diamond Authority insignia. I've been aware for a long time that the 3 triangles in the insignia overlap to create a 4th, but I've largely dismissed it because even though the diamonds are gems and they could fuse together, that is certainly possible. If there were a diamond fusion that was considered part of the Diamond Authority that were somehow important, not only would I expect Peridot to not be as bigoted against cross-gem fusion as she was shown to be prior to log date, since the diamonds are different types of gems. They are a white diamond, a yellow diamond, and a blue diamond, not 3 generic diamonds. But I would expect that overlap to be larger, at least as large as the other triangles, which could have easily been accomplished by just bringing the other triangles closer together. Assuming that this overlap isn't just a byproduct of the way that backgrounds in this show are drawn, with colors sometimes going outside of their designated areas, then the way I read this overlap is as some kind of indication that the diamonds see themselves as being more united than they ever were before the death of Pink Diamond and the war, that they have reevaluated their policies and created new common goals. It could be indication of a fusion, but it definitely isn't proof. And despite what some versions of this theory are claiming, there is no version of this 3-diamond insignia that has a black triangle in the middle. The only one that we have seen with color is this one right here, and they overlap to create a pale green, which is exactly the color that they would create if these 3 gems fused together. The diamonds are still gems. We have heard nothing in the series, we have seen nothing in the series that suggests that there is anything to them apart from their size that is significantly different from other gems. Until we do, we have to assume that they follow the same rules as other gems. In fact, we know now that Pink Diamond was killed by being shattered, which suggests that structurally her body is exactly the same as any other gems. So when fusing, the resulting gem would have a color scheme that is derived from the color schemes of these 3 gems, white, yellow, and blue. And there is no combination of white, yellow, and blue that makes black, simply based on what we know about fusion. Black Diamond cannot be a fusion of these 3 diamonds. Add Pink Diamond into the mix and the same is true. There is no combination of white, yellow, pink, and blue that makes black either. Once again, I want to reiterate that it is possible that there is a diamond fusion, that it exists, that it's been formed before, that it might be formed in the future, but it definitely isn't a black diamond. We've seen all 4 members of the Diamond Authority now, a couple of them in person and a couple of them in artist renditions, but we've still seen them. We've heard one of their voices and we've heard 2 of them speak. It seems to me that the time for introducing new members of the Diamond Authority is over, that mystery is solved and that the show is moving on to new mysteries. Maybe it's the fact that the new season has been a bit slow in introducing us to new mysteries, that people have gone back to old ones and tried to expand upon them, but I honestly don't see any reason to do that. There's plenty more to talk about with this show than just the unfounded possibility that there are other diamonds out there that we've never seen before. Could there be a black diamond somewhere? Yeah, sure, but I would expect that any diamond made would be part of the Diamond Authority, would be made to be part of the Diamond Authority, and no version of the Diamond Authority symbol, including the most modern version, seen again here, indicates that that's the case. So I see absolutely no reason to assume that it is. And as for the pedestal in the Pyramid Temple, it is odd that such a dark shade is used as contrast here, but every important detail which would indicate the color scheme of the gem being represented here, primarily just its skin tone in this case, is represented by a pale, almost white color, one which matches the color of the white gemstone that Steven pulls from the pedestal, which seems to clearly suggest that this pedestal is a representation of what that gem looked like, not of some unrelated black diamond. And while it is possible that one of the panels on the wall up above shows some stage of the corruption attack, we know that it wasn't just one gem who fired it off. Centipedal herself indicated that it was the 3 diamonds separately who launched the attack. I mean, she used black to draw them in the first place. If it had been some fusion of them, especially some black diamond, she would have just drawn one big diamond and colored it black. Not only that, but the blast itself, the flash of light that accompanied the corruption sound, was in the 3 individual colors of the remaining diamonds side by side, not some mix of those colors, indicating that the 3 diamonds launched the attack separately but simultaneously, that it was some combination of their powers, but that they were separate when they used it. In short, that they were not a fusion. Is it possible that they were? Yeah, definitely. But this is a show that handles foreshadowing probably better than any other cartoon I've ever seen. If they were trying to hint that the diamonds were fused when they used this ability, or that they fused to use this ability, don't you think they would have taken the opportunity to make the corruption attack the color of the fused diamond, so as to foreshadow its existence? And we've already established that that fusion wouldn't be a black diamond anyway, so regardless of whether or not they were fused when they used the corruption attack, they weren't black diamond when they used the corruption attack. That simply isn't possible. TLDL, it is possible that there is another diamond out there, whether it be a fusion of any combination of the diamonds or some diamond that for whatever reason was made without any intention for it to become part of the Diamond Authority, but it's incredibly unlikely based on what we know in the series so far. And the idea definitely is not supported by the examples that tend to accompany this theory. It's not a bad idea, but the theory in its current form is bunk. But guys, as usual, I ask you, what did you think of this theory? Did you find a flaw with my argument, or did you find this video to have the clarity of a precious gem? Let's get a discussion going in the comment section down below. And either way, this has been AJ22, and I will talk to you guys later. Hey guys, I know this video probably seemed a little bit more reactionary than some of my other theories, but every once in a while I gotta do some topical stuff. It keeps the channel relevant after all. And I did enjoy doing it. The couple of different versions of this theory that I looked at were really well put together, and I recommend you go search them out. Even though I don't believe the theory personally, a lot of talented people put a lot of hard work into collecting their ideas. I tried mixing things up a little bit more with this video, visually speaking, so let me know what you thought of that. I kinda got to a point where I realized I was bored of just using the same background all the time, and it took me way too long to realize that I didn't actually have to do that. All that said, more conventional theory next week, and as per usual, if you liked the video, please subscribe, leave a like, or comment down below, and if you want to talk to me directly, I am always available to answer asks over on my Tumblr page, link in the description down below. And of course, thanks for watching.